Good morning everybody, it's just after 6. I've got my coffee in hand. I thought I'd have a look at this machine before I go to work. So on that note, let's crack on. So if you remember last week when we started this machine, we had no display. It was just a grey display, and it turned out 6 out of the 8 memory were faulty. 2 of them were permanently shorted on the VCC rail, so that wasn't a good. So we're now at the stage where this thing boots to the basic screen, which is the blue and the yellow screen. Now it's still missing all its screws. I have ordered some screws on the way this week. What we're going to do today is I want to try and start tackling the drive, because you can see here the drive is just all falling apart. I'm going to move the main board out of the way. We're just going to quickly take this tape drive out. There's some screws in there, which is good, and we'll probably take the keyboard out as well, just so we can start stripping that down and cleaning it up. These little glass pots here are from the Goo puddings, so I eat my pudding and then I always put the pot through the dishwasher, and it's ideal for putting screws in. So you'll see them in offer in Tesco with your Tesco card. Also another good place to get them from is Sainsbury's with a Nectar card when they're on offer, and they're quite convenient little pots for putting screws in, etc., which I like. So I've just undone that keyboard. There is an earth wire here which we can just unplug, and there's the keyboard. And what we'll do later, we'll strip this down, we'll get the membrane out, we'll put the keys through the ultrasonic bath, we'll just get it all lovely and clean. Now there is a little LED here, if you can see, that is just on some clips, so I guess you got to pull the clip like that, and then you can just waggle it out, I think. Pull the other clip, yeah, and then, as right, like I just said, it just actually pops out. Next, we've got some screws around the edge here on the drive. There is some actual screws in it, 2 there. This board, I fear, should not be loose. I'm going to have to try and find some screws for that. Like a couple of machine screws there that go in there. We should have some in a pot of screws somewhere. Now, how do I get this out? I have no idea. There's a screw down here that is just loose. I guess that was from when somebody did a repair, and that looks like that's the other keyboard screw, because there's a keyboard screw that didn't look quite right, and that looks like that's the one. Now, how else do I get this out? I think there's a screw down here at the bottom. I'm hoping that is the last screw. This whole mechanism has to come out here. It's not that easy, is it? Does the tape drive have to be open? Yes, it does. So yeah, quite hint. You have to eject. See, now it won't actually lift out. So if you press eject, you can then lift the whole lot out, which is brilliant. And we'll just slide this speaker out of its place. Now we have here the power switch, which again is fastened in. There is an earth wire there that is just hanging around. If, like me, you like building things, then make sure you pop along to PCBWay. They produce high quality custom PCBs perfect for replacement boards, prototypes, or even your own retro products. So once you've got your project you want to build, all you got to do is simply click Add to Cart, which is this big green button on the right hand side. Once you've done that, you're presented with this new page here. Now it'll say here, we have detected 2-layer board at 45 by 51, etc. Depending on what board you got, obviously that changes. And as long as it says here 100% success, you're all good to go. Now there is a hyperlink at the top here for simple tutorial, which will give you some more information should you get lost. Now we do have some options we do need to set. The first one being, make sure you have the right country selected for your shipping costs, so you can make sure you're paying the right amount of postage to get it to your country. Now you got the quantity here, which is always set to 5, which is great because you've always got spares if things do actually go wrong on your build. Now also a couple of options down below which are worth looking at is here, which is your solder mask color and also your silk screen color. So your solder mask color is the color of the board, the silk screen color is the color of the words on the board. And last but not least, down the bottom here you can have assembly service if you want to get this board built. After you've done this, you click the button here, save to cart, it will then be processed. As you can see, the color of the boards is absolutely excellent and the quality is second to none. Great job, PCBWay. So whether you're into repairing a retro classic or just building something brand new, PCBWay is the way to go. So check out the link down below. And on that note, let's crack on. I'm gonna look at this drive here. Be nice to get all the buttons cleaned up, be nice to get this drive together. Now there should be a couple of belts. One belt here around the take counter, as you can probably see there. So we have got a new belt for that, and then the other belt is here, which is the drive belt here off the actual motor. Now it doesn't look too bad, to be honest, but with these things, they are very old. They do tend to go. Now there is quite a lot of dust around this tape drive here. We can grease up everything as well that moves, which will be good. This thing has been a really good buy actually. You just charge it up and then it just blasts out. Saves me buying cans of air. Does anyone know how to get these keys off? Are they easy? Are they not? There is a little circlip there. Do you see here? On the end, there's a little circlip. We need to try and get that off. And we could just pop this circlip off. Like so. So now we should be able to just push this bar out. You see that? Like so. And then the buttons, I'm hoping, yeah, do actually pull out. So you have to sort of like push them one way and then pull them that way. Oh, just pull them forward actually. See this? You just pull forward like that, pull forward like that, pull forward like that. Now these as well can now go in the ultrasonic bath. So we're getting to the point. We can actually see the two heads here. We've got the read and the record head here and here, and we can actually clean them with some IPA. We'll clean all these pinch rollers as well with some IPA and cotton wool buds. Now, I think the next thing I'll do is try and get these drive belts off. Now, I think this one here, you have to undo a couple of screws to remove this here, because otherwise you won't get it off. So we're just going to take these two screws out here. There's one screw here, there's another screw here. I presume they're the right ones anyway. I'll let you know in a minute when it all goes wrong. Now that isn't actually doing anything. Why is it not coming out? It's just turning and turning and turning. Now that is just spinning. It won't tighten. It won't undo. Is that actually threaded? It may well be. So if I put this bar in here and then pull that up, put a little bit of pressure. Ah, look at that, that worked. Now I'm hoping I should be able to pull this belt out. There is the belt. So that was the one that came off. This is a new one. It's a lot to shape for a start. It's not so twanky shaped, is it? Maybe we can see twanky on YouTube, I don't know nowadays. Around this here, Making sure it's not twisted, and then around there. Does that look good? It feels a lot nicer. Although is that twisted, or is it my eyesight? Now we're going to flip it over, and we're going to have a look at this other belt now. Now to get this off, I think what we need to do is to remove the counter here. Screws on top of the counter here and here, and we just take these off. Put them somewhere safe. And then we should be able to lift this off with the wheel. Yes, we can indeed. Now that one is really easy. And then we'll just take this little belt off. So we'll just put the belt on around this, around there, and stretch this into place. And drop the screws as well at the same time. Right, come on magnetic screwdriver. Don't let me down. So don't tighten the first one up until you've got both screws in. There you go, straight away, straight back in. Same again. And that is now the new belt. What we needed to do was to find some screws for this board here, didn't we, that was just left dangling. Yes, that is indeed one that fits. Yes, indeed it does. Now that board now is secure. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to call it the day now. We'll call it the hour anyway. But we managed to clean the drive. We managed to strip it out. I will strip the keyboard down probably tomorrow morning. I'll see you in the morning again, because unfortunately now I've got to go to work. See you soon, guys. Bye. Good morning, everyone. It's now another day. Yesterday, I finished refurbing this drive here, which we did on the video in the morning. Everything's been greased up now that does actually move, and it's all been cleaned. So hopefully now this data cassette should be ready to put back in and rebuild. We need to rebuild the buttons, etc. But before that, we need to get everything clean, because there's nothing worse than an old retro computer that's dirty. So on that note, let's crack on. I think the first thing to take these keyboards apart, these look very similar like the Archimedes keyboards, where you have these plastic tabs and then it's just pinched to the metal. So we just undo these, and then I'm hoping it doesn't all fall apart, but let's just see. Can't seem to get that tab out. It seems a lot easier than the... I spoke too soon. I just said it seems a lot easier than the Archimedes to get apart, but it seems these last two tabs are being a bit of a pain. So why doesn't that one want to come off? There you go. So once we undo this, it's actually quite clean. You can see there. It isn't bad at all, this isn't. Next we have the membrane, which is one of those double membranes, you know, with the two strips. So how these work is they have two skins, and as you press the key it pushes down and contacts with that one. So all I'm going to do is give that a brush off. So the only way to truly clean a keyboard is to remove all the keycaps. Now I know this is rather tedious and boring and one of the worst jobs ever. That is everything stripped out, ready to go into the ultrasonic bath. I've got the old ultrasonic bath. I'm just going to throw those keycaps in. I'm hoping that these, what's his name, do not come off these springs. Otherwise I'm going to be fishing for them later.
Eventually.
That's the ultrasonic bath finished. I'm just going to drain it off as best as I can. I just need to put them further in the desk, because I know my cat will come in and she'll think, oh, brilliant, I have these as toys, and just knock them everywhere all over the floor. But yeah, I'm generally happy with the way they've turned out. Now I'm going to sign off. I'm going to head to work. So catch you soon, guys. Good morning. Now it is early morning again. Today I'm suffering with a bit of a headache. I don't know whether it's these early mornings that I've started to affect me, but I'm not quite sure. I'm sure I'm reading too much into it. I didn't have any beer last night, if you guys are saying that's what it is. So this morning what I'm going to do is rebuild this keyboard, rebuild the Amstrad. So sit back, enjoy the montage as I get this built back together. Then we can crack on with doing some testing. So look at that lovely grey. It's going to look great on my shelf. Still need to source one of these. I will get one, I'm sure I will. I just love these coloured keys. I do. I think the next protocol is let's get it connected up and let's get something loading. I'm sure I've got a game somewhere. I have got my joystick plugged in. I think you can test these on the Amstrad if I remember rightfully by just pressing up, down, left, right, fire, fire. So that is brilliant. So I know the joystick is working. And it looks like the keyboard is working too. Look at that. Yeah. So I have actually found a game. It is Raid over Moscow. Nothing against the people from Moscow. It's just what the game is called. And I remember this being particularly hard. I had this on Commodore 64. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that in. I'm going to hit rewind. So we're typing run. I don't know why I do it in caps. I don't know whether you have to or not. Just let me know in the comment down below. The two inverted and press enter. Now it says press play and any key. Now I can't find the any key anywhere. That's that old joke. So press play and then off we go. On easy. Now remember, when you get an alert, there you go, you press space to get to the space station. I think, oh my god. Yeah, this game is incredibly hard, like I said. Let's try again. I'm dead again. I did say that I could never get out of the hanger. That's too high. Yeah. I'm not very good at this game, guys. I try my best. Can't get the doors to open. It said press back for the doors to open. So that's going to be it this week on the Amstrad. We will revisit it because I want to do some other things for loading games on it, etc. And I have got another Amstrad, the 128 with a disk drive to do. Hopefully I'm going to put a Gotek into that one and modify it. So that'll be another Amstrad for us to do in the future. Now next week I'm probably going to be back on an Apple. I've got an Apple Mac SE to repair. If you like this video then please hit the like button. Also don't forget to comment down below even if it's hello. And if you've got one of these cassette deck covers, just let me know, or the Windows, whatever it's called, then drop me a comment. On that note, I shall see you next week on Retro for You. See you soon guys. Bye.